Good morning.
Hello, good morning, good
Good
evening,
morning, everybody.
good afternoon. I'm glad you're all here. Please tell us,
All three of
how
us
are
are
you
here, and
feeling?
it's a great accomplishment, I must say. But if anybody from the audience is here, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Sorry to interrupt you, Anita.
Today with us, we have a HubSpot expert, Nenad Costage. And Nenad is probably known to a lot of you in the audience, but I would like him to introduce himself here for us today afresh.
Okay, good morning, everybody. For those who never met me on LinkedIn, I'm Nenad Costage. I like to pronounce myself as a HubSpot consultant and implementator. And probably today we will speak more about this subject than rather than me. But uh, in short, I'm just a guy who loves CRM and implementation because I found it as a way to help other businesses to get easier to go digital.
Very nice. I think a lot of people are interested in that, perhaps a bit afraid of those big words. So hopefully today we can help them a bit to understand it better and to know whether it's the right choice for them.
Yeah, as a
Yes.
matter of fact, there is a lot of fear with modern terminology, which we are facing on daily basis. So, trying to figure out how to simplify all those things, the easiest way is to imagine myself as a 5-year-old kid having a bunch of Lego bricks in front of me without the instructions. Okay, picture this. Lego bricks are your informations all about you have about the business you run, and you just have a set of bricks which you need to complete and build a house, a bionicle, whatever you want, but you left out with the instructions or you cannot get an idea how can you implement this. And uh, let's say that tools like CRM are helping this, not just to put the bricks on their places, but to print you instructions how you will build step by step and put you in progress to having this as a habit on a daily basis. It turns out with the result that everything you do for with those Lego bricks, you will do it on a very simplified way. You will get on daily. If you do it day by day, it will get easier, and you will do it much more every day. You will get more sophisticated, solving the more sophisticated problems with it. So basically, this is final result that you can finally do what you want to do with your informations, and you will do it in less time with less resources and less people, but you will do it better.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So Lego bricks are your business
how
information.
it sounds, but I hope that you all figured out what I wanted to say.
If you want to build a business castle out of Lego bricks, you start with a couple, and then with time, it helps you build the big thing. If I understood correctly.
Yeah, you understood it correctly.
And what are the beginning Lego bricks? Like, what do most people start with? What is this crucial information in our business?
Okay, all the basic stuff you have when you're introducing your market, your buyer persona or ideal client, whatever you call it. You're starting with the basic information: name, family name, mail address, phone number. Uh, but in the second plan, you usually, okay, this is the basic stuff which you need for communication, for speaking in front of them. But the other information, such informations which are most interested or that are important for running your business, such as uh, the profile of the buyer, or such as education, um, affinities, what does he like, what is let's say family status or something like that, whatever it needs to be interested for offering for giving your offer to them, is somehow put it in a second plan, or it is not noted at the same page where you put name, those basic stuff. In further communication, you can find some difficulties to reach out to their person, to this person, because you cannot find right words to give them a message for offering them whatever you offer them.
So you chat to a lot of people, you like them, you build a connection, and 3 months later, you forget everything except for the name you've written down somewhere.
Exactly. So you need some kind of system or tools where you can trace those information, and it should be smart enough. If you forget to connect those informations, he will do it instead of you. That CRM does for you.
So it's your second brain, the
Something
more
like that.
reliable one.
Yeah, or let's say a habit controller.
Darko would like a second brain today because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
woke up early.
I really like the idea because it wouldn't last 3 months to remember someone's name. It will be basically in less than 3 days to forget it. So yeah, second brain is a very good idea. So this is basically where this CRM gets in, and HubSpot is actually a CRM.
Yeah, definitely it is.
Okay, so
Uh, Darko is today on a conference, so he might leave us a bit earlier, but I bet he'll meet a lot of people today, and it would be useful for him to have something like that at hand so that he can know what to talk about when he meets these people later on. I would guess that this is the kind of thing that it would remember for you.
yeah, does it work also on mobile phone?
Yeah, definitely it
Oh,
does.
great.
So, thing is that s- today's CRM, basically, if you want to see CRM in the past, it was just a digital phone book, nothing else. Uh, by time and the spreading enhancement in technology, he started to put some extras, add-ons on basic stuff on a core CRM. So these days, the CRM is just a part of big platform which covers a lot of tools in area of marketing, sales, and customers relationship, customer service. So when you put it like this, you got tools which works for CRM, such as meeting scheduler, call logger, which you can put some notes or dictate over speakerphone, as a resume which you had after the call, after the meeting. Some these are basic stuff which are, yeah.
This looks, this sounds just great. Can I use this microphone? Basically, now I'm at a conference, just to say to people, okay, I have your name, please introduce yourself, and have this voice memo then inside the HubSpot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll need to try that one. Thank you.
So you can speak. You have a dictaphone on your phone. Okay. So you can just log the sound or transcribe it into the text and put into as a log, as a note for some other stuff which is connected to your contact. Same things you can do it is with mails. So you are running mails every day and from your mail provider, and thing is that you don't have to switch that habit about mailing, but CRM is connected with your mail provider, and each mail depends how you set it up with connections. You can put the exact information into the right place.
So
So
you don't have to change email providers. You don't have to stop using the kind of tools you used before.
no. Thing is that at the end of the day, you are confident with using uh, like you used to all the business habits which you have, but someone will everything note and save at the back end and provide you at after the time the information you need to reach.
Okay. So all the Legos are in the right place, and the old Legos that you like to build get integrated somehow.
Exactly.
You don't get rid of them. That's nice. We have some people saying hi. Nice to meet you, Nenad, says Samuel. Hi, Samuel. Thank you for being with us. And Maria Obulyan Ivankovic is with us as
Hi,
well,
Maria.
waving hello. Thank you for joining us
Hello, hi.
this early in the morning for both of you.
So all these emails and logs get into the HubSpot automatically. Is that what you're saying?
Uh, it can be done fully automatically, but
Oh,
let's say that if you want to have some kind of control over the information flow, you can do it semi-automated. So everything is upon the wishes or needs of the user.
yeah, okay. And you basically see what the needs of someone are and then advise them how to use it and implement it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I would guess that one of the first things then is the person wants to know what kind of castle they want to build, and then you help them get there.
Yeah. It could be a Barbie castle. It could be a Bionicle fortress or something like that. Everything.
Everything's possible.
Yeah, everything is definitely possible.
We have more people saying hello. Hi, Katerina.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Laura. Good morning, everyone.
Hi. So, thing is that I'm more specialized about the people who are very afraid of those technology enhancement and cannot figure out how to get rid of the notes, pen and paper, or something like that. So here I'm trying to be a guiding hand. Okay, I have same, but it makes their purpose for creating and mind mapping or something like that, creating idea that will be never be replaceable for me. Thing is that we are speaking just about the core informations which you need from person to person to have exact amount of the information at the right time in at the right place. So let's say that CRM can cover any kind of media which you use on daily basis. whether it's a mobile phone, whether it's a laptop, notepad, or desktop. So everything is everywhere you can use it. Everywhere is seeable. Everything is usable, and it has a bunch of tools which you need on any kind of communications, whether it's email, phone, or even a chatbot if you have. That includes the chatbots which are connected over your social media channels. Um, when you have when you get know from where your information comes to, it's easier to qualify them. So it's not the same if you have people that you met offline on some kind of exhibitions or meetings or events like Darko does today, um, where you can collect business cards or something like that. It's much easier to see that the person you have note inside of CRM to see the source from where he came. It's much easier to approach because, okay, I didn't get their information randomly because I know the source. So I know to set the tone of speaking with them and be more specific about the reason why I'm approaching to them. It's much smoother and easier way of communication because you you're not acting like someone who is cold calling or something like that. There is a reason why you have their information inside of your CRM. After that, all the communication can be saved and traceable inside of the CRM, so it helps a lot. If you are trying to get two-way communication and from whatever reason is ghosted by other communicator, you can see their activity. Did he open the mail? Did he click something inside of it? And find out, okay, this is from 1 to 10, he's really cold about my offer, or he somehow is interested, but he probably forget, and it's worth to give it a shot another time with to stay to keep in touch with him. Uh, if you're in a part of the business that you already create a client and he's completely interested about services or product, you can trace your communication during the giving, during the operations which you have if you are in services. So you can figure out and test about the satisfaction of the client. If he uh, does he fulfilled their expectations with your services? Is he satisfied with the communication that, and everything else? And gives you some parameters. Okay, you're running your business quite good, or you can improve on their on specific sections. And finally, when you deliver, after that, CRM can take care of you to keep in touch with those clients because it's much easier and it's much shorter way to creating another order from the client then you can then reaching out to the new customers or new potential clients to make a deal with you. So these are the advantages which you can create inside of your business workflow which you have with CRM.
So thinking about an average educator, all of those things that people do manually, like contact people, personalize messages, create a connection, then sell their services, ask for feedback, and then ask if they're interested in something else. All of that can be integrated and simplified, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it can be simplified and by some way automated. So this is the most important thing. Educational industry is very specific because the process is rather complex. You have got a lot of steps from very beginning. If you have a marketing campaign which you are attracting all those people to see um, your offer, then taking considerate about your offer. And now we have a really challenging part when you are acting as an offline service and your target audience is children. I mean, this is something that is really, really sensitive because of the GDPR, and you have another person who is taking care of your customer and customer. So this is a complex net. Usually providing through the Excel tables, which well, let's say in a small amount or small systems can be bearable, but still we are talking about complex diagrams and complex spreadsheets, which must be tied from one way to another. Thing is that I have a client where we solved this solution with CRM integration, which was very challenging, but we made it, and it's up and running rather successfully. And I'm glad that she's here in public, listening this podcast. So thanks, Maria, for showing me your trust and that we did it.
So you're handling fiddly little Legos in form of children
Yeah,
to build something very custom.
yeah, definitely it is, and it creates. We find a way, and we automated all those stuff which you need to go uh, having in mind. Uh, but everything is running under the same roof. That's the most important. Something that we switched about 10 to 12 apps which you need to serving all those systems. And this is the most important thing, that everything is under the same roof and set by specific needs. So uh, by one source of truth which you have, that is a online form, you can get all the information which is considered for a specific position inside of the education system.
Okay. Maria, if you want to tell us one thing that was really changed or something that you were able to get rid of in your process because of Nenad, you can share it with us.
I had one question, but yeah, sure, we can wait for Maria to answer. Uh, so you're saying that HubSpot is GDPR compliant because this is what is really important when handling clients and even prospects or leads information, and that it doesn't get through. I know many US companies have software that is not really GDPR compliant, but HubSpot is really here has solved this issue.
Yeah, uh, this
That
is
is really
true.
important to say.
Yeah, definitely it is. Uh, first and major point is that although that HubSpot is American company, It created a European branch in Ireland, and the complete European market is that beyond beneath that organization. So we are communicating with HubSpot Europe. Other major thing is that all the users in Europe have backup information under the European servers. So everything is inside of EU. And third and foremost, that when I started to run with HubSpot back in 2019, I never saw so complex written GDPR compliance which they had, and segmented by purposes. So this is something that if you're going to see legally, many of attorneys at law, which they study their GDPR compliance, is are telling that they are already pre-made very well. So you just have some tweaks and twitches on this.
Okay. I think that's a major selling point for a lot of people, for
Yeah,
sure.
it is.
Especially for teachers, the teaching younger generations, which is more even more vulnerable to privacy and everything. So yeah, this is great news.
Yeah, definitely it is.
Now, all of these people perhaps considering HubSpot or using it already, um, how do you know that it's time for that? How do you know that you can't handle this data yourself when the people come to you normally?
Uh, Usually, when they figure out they cannot making notes or making a phone call from Excel spreadsheets on mobile phone.
Okay.
Something like that. But thing
Or
is that
start not remembering names and things, which would be my case.
thing is that well, it's a great stuff that it used to have. There was a buzz that CRMs are robust systems, too big, too how should I say, frictional to having running smooth your business when you are small or medium business. But things have changed over the time, and CRM just put its renaissance into the work because it became a very flexible system. If you are comfort with using the phone and mail at the same time, CRM is a great well replacement for any kind of running spreadsheets uh, in functionality of taking notes about a contact, because because those tools which I mentioned earlier are in function from the very beginning. If we are speaking about the size of the company, it doesn't matter the size. You can be a bootstrapper, but if you have a list of, let's say, 100, 150, 200 contacts, it's much easier to handle them inside of the CRM. It makes sense. If you're running a business, particularly in B2B sector, which you're providing services or selling products, whatever, it's okay to have it's well CRM. It's not so functional if you have a very easy selling process. It's just clicking up. I don't know. The selling process is short. It's simple. But if you have some reconsideration, putting up the project, adding up the quotes or something like that, CRM is very handful and very functional. Uh, So there is no strict limitations about when it's good time to start or switch on CRM. You can start from the very beginning. If you're a bootstrapper, price might be considered, but again, HubSpot as a CRM is very good because it's free. It has a free membership forever, so limit. It's timeless. It's not. You don't have a tryout uh, range. And most of those tools which I mentioned today are completely available in a free subscription. So it's good for starting out. Uh, what can people find in CRM implementation messy is enormous quantity of information at the very beginning. Uh, so there is no particular or general guide how to start, because if you go on your own, it's well, at first steps are pretty simple about connecting or something like that. But at the somewhere on your roadmap, you can easily get lost because you cannot figure out what do you want next, what are your targets, because you're mostly occupied with given moment. Okay, I found this very useful. I want to use this, but I forgot other stuff to do. So it can be well. This could be a problem over the time if you go on yourself within CRM implementation, because uh, it is a very functional platform, and it gives you a lot of opportunities to improve your micro actions inside of the business part. And by the time you can get lost with this, especially in, in after using a few months. Yeah.
So you see all the shiny things, but the roadmap gets lost a bit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it happens a lot because if you have developed a business, let's say that you have got a few job functions which they need to use a CRM. They have got daily obligations in front of them, and they have a working hours where you need to go and to just do it. So they are at that time they are pretty comfort to do it the old way. They don't have a time to implement the new stuff inside. So most uh, fails of CRM implementation are getting at that point because uh, people don't want to find someone who will onboard stuff inside of their company's process. And this is something that CRM fails, and people usually just bought it and put aside. It will waiting for a right moment to implement it. This could be challenging.
Right. So all of these new tools, but no time to play with them because there's so much work to do anyway, and we don't want this extra work as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just to put the example with the spreadsheets, 99% of them are using 0.2% of their possibilities, because we are stopping this at some level of convenience. So you're convenient to just have informations in a spreadsheet with columns and rows, put some colors, and that's it. But all those functionality, filtering, data, grouping, or something like that, 99% don't want to use it because they are afraid of learning something new, and it's just a one click away from it. So
Yeah, and actually, from what I saw on HubSpot, I tried it for a couple of days, and it's quite more intuitive than a spreadsheet because there is everything set there. Okay, you put name there, you put address, email, whatever you need. So uh, it's not really that steep of a learning curve to start using it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thing is that when you sort somehow those contacts, you have got some other processes inside of HubSpot which you can do, but there are many ways how you can connect those puzzles, and people usually here get lost. Truth is that HubSpot has a remarkable community and knowledge base, which is completely free with no hidden fluffs, just straight out in front of you. Go ahead, use it, learn it, and tell me how it works for you. But nevertheless, those modern people don't have time to do all those stuff. So it's much easier taking people who are consultant trainers, onboarders who have uh, some experience about setting things right for the business to do the stuff with the team.
And how do you normally help people implement HubSpot when they get lost?
Okay, I'm doing it in two ways. One is traditionally do it with you. So thing is that we are trying to uh, address. Yeah, you need to go.
Bye, Darko. Darko is
Yeah,
leaving
I need
us.
to go. I see there's quite a crowd now. So thank you so much. I need to go, and you two have a chat. And I see the listeners are also involved. So thank you, and see you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. So thing is that yeah, I do it on two ways. One way is do it with you. Uh, First, I learn something about your business, and I'm trying to figure out what tools or advantages you need from HubSpot. Trying to, let's say, sketch them, project them, and trying to present you the, well, let's say, action plan. What shall we do? After that, in those, I'm trying to be your colleague at the work, and we are putting things together. And when we try to every next step define how it will look, you'll do the homework. So you will put your system inside of it and put in progress to work. The other thing is that I offer myself as done for you. So these are completed solutions where you say, okay, I have a problem with this, please solve it. And I do a bunch of action steps to solve it. And when it's done, we can see what next to do it. Uh, well, the other this second way doesn't exclude learning and teaching and some education to work inside of the HubSpot, because uh, every time we solve some kind of problem, we are open up the new element, which creates aha moment, and you need to just show to the team how does it work and how should they use it. So basically, everything is all like do it yourself, but with extra services in maintenance all those qualities of data and expanding on the next level.
So you basically educate people how to use it as well, and you offer accountability. I heard homework. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. It is good stuff because I mean it is a good approach to learn to teach people how to use it because this is something that if you do it as an individual, you don't have a motivation with all the stuff to start it. First, there is a fear of something new. Then it's a fear of messing up the thing because you are running this in a real time on a one platform with one shot, with no backups or something like that. And there is a third way. This is a regret. If you failed, why did you lost your time about trying out the new thing?
Yeah, that's applicable to language learning as well. I think to all the educators watching us, that's quite clear. So you can step and help them with the toolbox.
Yeah, definitely. So thing is that all in if you have even if you have a free subscription, you have a bunch of tools. Many of them you don't need to use it or you don't know what's the purpose of them, but they have got hidden gems which you can use it later. Only if you put from the start all the story properly.
Right. I think a lot of people relate to that, just there being a lot of tools on the market in general. But I think the advantage of your approach is that you're putting them all in one box in a way, and they make sense as a connection to each other, which I think is quite good as a future kind of future proof setup, especially because HubSpot gets updated a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Those updating are overwhelming, but still I need to be in touch with all those because lately it creates me solutions for some challenges which I had a week or a month before to existing customers. So it can be ease the usage a lot. Uh,
So
and
you're also learning for others as well.
yeah, definitely. Besides, end users don't have time to reaching out the updates. Most of those updates are creating at the back end of the CRM, but their functionality is something that is worth of seeing and implementing to the existing solutions. Definitely.
A lot of people have their favorite AI tools these days.
Hmm.
Um, can you tell us a bit about HubSpot and AI?
Well, HubSpot has a net of AIs. Thing is that mindset, if you're running through, the challenge with AI is something else because from one side we need to see it. This is a tool which we use, and from the other side we are asking those tools to deliver as a man. So if you're looking like this, okay, we have a difficulty about approaching. One thing is that, as you see as a tool, it has some limitations with providing services. But if you see as a man, you have easily getting this that no man is alike. So uh, each is setting up or it has a profession in some segment of the specialty. Same thing is with the AIs. So I use AIs pretty a lot because but in a different ways. It's not something that is a prompt, write biography for me or text or something like that. But uh, it can save you time a lot about data enrichment in CRM, where can be set automatically. Just to give an example, you have someone from any kind of company, and whatever informations you need to follow about those companies, uh, every time you click on that company, HubSpot can check out the situation about that company in on internet. Everything is from government register to up wherever it takes. So you have relevant informations about it. You can now you can find out. He can find out for you. Does this company even exist or not anymore? Um, how big it is? What is I don't know fluctuation or like the economy, the speciality? Did they spread out the industry or something like that? So these are valuable information which saves you time about the enrichment. Then there is an army of AIs which you have and helps you about preparing the outreach. For instance, there is a uh, outsourced AI which is under the HubSpot agents, because AIs are called agents in HubSpot. You can use about the psychological profile over the LinkedIn profile which you have, which guides you and help you with the frames how you can communicate with that people. Okay, everything is based about the psychological disc profile, I believe. So you have got the characteristics of those persona. Is here straight away? Okay, you should direct. Okay, you should note, give them a note, uh, concise and short with straight up messages or something like that. So those helpers are something that are time saved, and is to someone who is on a junior position address himself in a speech or communication on a much better way. These are my two favorites. Another one, inside of HubSpot, you have so-called Copilot, which gives you very good drafts about making the content which you're providing outside of the HubSpot or the net or a blog or something like that.
So lots of research done for you and things classified, which is much easier to search and understand and then personalize. I'd say that's quite important. People see these tools as heartless, but they can actually help you be more personable and approach people in a less cold way.
Yeah, definitely. Thing is that this is, after all, a tool. It gives you some kind of framework which you can use and reuse it in a better way for your purposes.
Perfect. I think you mentioned already the free plan capabilities. If
Mhm.
somebody listening to this wants to play with that, how far can they go? Where are the limits to the free plan, and where should they start considering paying maybe from the start?
Well, today's HubSpot free plan calculates two users, so you can be a company of two, which is quite good and handy to start. And there are, let's say, my favorite tools which you can use aside of the connecting with your mail provider, such as Gmail or Outlook. Um, it does have an add-on for Google Chrome for connecting with your calendar. Therefore, you can use tool meeting scheduler, something like Calendly, which you have, where tracks your available time for booking a meeting. You can connect it with your meeting reading video tools such as Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and create a connection, a link for that meeting for you. Therefore, you can run inside of that scheduler reminder mail about starting the meeting, a workflow where you can follow up the mail, you just reserve the meeting. So basic stuff about communicating with a potential client, it's huge. Just only with these two. The other, my favorite tool is a form. Okay, you can get forms in Google. Google Forms are pretty good and neat for and handy for having something like gathering the information about your research or something. But thing is that Google Forms is the same tool which can be adapted to your website and looks completely the same as the design of your website. It doesn't dictate you the others, other design. It's completely responsive, so you can see it on a mobile phone and notepads. And the most valuable thing about Google Forms is that anything that is put inside of it is trackable and saved under the exact uh, exact part of the information inside of the HubSpot. So everything is connected. Also, you have follow-ups, which you can where you can it can be triggered by the HubSpot forms to go further. This is something that is pretty nice. The third tool which I use is, let's say, calling from HubSpot. You have a HubSpot app inside of the mobile phone, so you don't need to overwhelm the thousands of contacts inside of the mobile phone, which you cannot separate which are private and which are business contacts. You can directly call people from HubSpot, and therefore you have a follow-up interface where you can leave the message about the call. You can select what part of call was that. You can select is it something that is not done, like the person hasn't been connected, so you need to remind yourself, okay, give it a shot in 3 days. So this is pretty handy if you need to have several micro tasks regarding your business communication. Those are my three favorite, and those three you can use it unlimitedly in free subscription. It helps a lot, really.
And everyone needs them, basically.
Yeah,
I think especially the follow-up, because you forget or you postpone or you're afraid to contact someone. So having a tool to remind you, kind of push you a bit, I think that's very useful.
yeah.
We have about 5 minutes left. So if any of you have any questions, please shoot. If you can't type today or you're not sure what to ask, Nenad is very active on LinkedIn and you can reach him there. Where else can they find you, Nenad?
Well, I'm pretty active on considering education. I have workshops in Eduza website. You can reach me out there. Um, Also, I will present myself on a Croatian incubator Rijeka next Wednesday. So you're very welcome to come there uh, on my education about lead management in global. How should you taking care about your leads and your customers inside of your business workflow. So these are two most relevant aside of LinkedIn, where I'm trying to actively post everything which is connected with HubSpot and quality gathering quality information.
Okay, so in person in Rijeka very soon,
Mhm.
and LinkedIn and your website as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll put that in the chat for anyone interested. It's www.boneshr. It's
yeah.
in Croatian, but as you can see, Nenad will explain things to you in English as you wish as well. I know when we talked before this episode, you told me how English was useful for you to learn HubSpot. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, uh, well, thing is that HubSpot trying to be an international company, and today's their interfaces on, I believe, 7 or 8 languages, which includes Italian, French, German, Korean, and probably Japanese. I never understood those symbols inside of it, but English is definitely the most influenced language, and almost all the solutions, discussions, forums, everything is on English. So English is almost a must, uh, at least to be readable, so you can retrieve the information and solutions to give people a hand about it.
They also have a HubSpot Academy, right? With a lot of different webinars or
HubSpot
courses.
Academy is the institution which triggered me to start making business with HubSpot. Thing is that is completely free. It takes over 150, 160 lessons and courses. It's a huge academy with at least 45 or 50 teachers from everyone is a specialist in particular part of the business. So everything you need to know or want to find out or even learn on the topics of marketing, customer relationship, sales, service or services, even for building websites, you can find out here in HubSpot Academy. Great thing is that you are certified. If you end courses, you will take an exam, and after that you will get the certificate, which is completely eligible to put on LinkedIn. Even the LinkedIn gives you a possibility to put it you upfront the people on your profile.
I think that's super useful for virtual assistants these days, right? Who want to maybe specialize in some
Definitely.
part of the process for sure. If you have a lot of hours and you're very interested, you can go and learn things yourself. But if you're short on time and you want to scale your business and prepare everything in a way that's efficient and serves you particularly well, then I think Nenad is your guy and he can help you with that.
Yeah.
Do you just help people once and then you leave them to it, or do you come back and help again in the future?
But I definitely would like to help them in the future, and usually they are getting back. Yeah,
Good to know. So you're not alone out there. If you're quite confused about these tools, if you don't know where to start, there are people like Nana to help you and to demystify some of these Lego constructions and bricks for you so that you feel less lost.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nenad, for your time today, for explaining things to us.
Thank you for inviting me on a beautiful show. I hope it was worthwhile watching. And it was quite fun and interesting.
For us as well. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. If you have any questions later on, you can leave them under the episode or go straight to Nenad, and I'm sure he'll have some time for you. His HubSpot will warn him there's a question for you to answer. Take care.